and we are preparing to go into YouTube. It's setting up the meeting for YouTube Live. Okay. And so here we are. Let us take some deep breaths as we continue to figure out this new way of coming to everyone. We got chat if we want to chat. And as I am pulling double duty here, making sure that I am taking care of the controls and everything else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday, y'all. We are in a new platform. So if there are any bugs that need to work out, we will work them out later. I am Yolanda. I'm joined by John, who is our Reiki master teacher. I am also a Reiki master and owner of Evolving Spirit Wellness, where I practice Reiki, massage, and spiritual life coaching. Welcome for those who may be new or those who may not have heard me say all of those things that I do. I'm so glad that we are able to come together one more time. And so we're going to do things a little bit differently. If you see me pause, I may be getting a notification that I'm unfamiliar with since this is a new platform. We didn't even do a dry run. Me and John said we're just going to jump in and do this thing. Well, I said I was going to jump in, and John just decided to trust and follow. So I appreciate John's trust, as I appreciate trust from each and every single one of you. As I said, I'm using my Scorpio energy to see what will happen, to do things broadly and intensely. And so, as we come into this moment where we will do some meditation, we will do so many things. What will be different is I will not be reading from a book this evening. As we are in a different platform, I want to make sure that I am respectful of that platform. But we do now. We have time. We have time. We have time. We're not limited to 60 minutes, so there's no need to rush. If John or myself feels as though we need to stay in a particular energy center a little bit longer, now we are afforded that opportunity. So as everyone is coming in, I won't be able to see because I'm using a different platform and I'm not going to be paying attention to the chat. Forgive me for that. I hope you have your water. As we say every Tuesday, bring something to hydrate yourself anytime you are doing energy work. You want to make sure that you keep yourself hydrated, keep the fluid within your body moving. What will remain always every Tuesday is we will have libations. But let's just stretch a little bit. Let's take our shoulders, put them up to our ears. You want to rotate them, do that as well. Whatever feels good for your body. Let your body be your guide. If you need to take your arms and put them up over your head, stretch them out. Tense up your muscles a little bit and then relax them and release them. Just get yourself into a very good position. Do a quick scan of your environment. Make sure that you're sitting comfortably. Make sure that there are nothing external is causing any discomfort. How do you feel? If you're chilly, you might want to go get yourself a wrap or a blanket, a sweater. If you haven't grabbed your water, you might want to go grab that water right now. I'm actually having herbal tea. Just do a quick scan of everything external to you in this moment, because that will impact what we do here tonight. If there are any distractions, anything that may have your attention in this moment, see if you can eliminate that. If you need to move, feel free to move. Whatever you need to do to place yourself in this right now moment where the only thing that matters is right now. What may have happened previous to this time, we're not focusing on. And whatever may happen after this moment, we are not focusing on. We are focusing our intention and our attention on ourselves. As a Reiki master, both John and I provide Reiki to different individuals for different reasons. Reiki is an energy healing methodology, and it can support you physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. If there are areas or aspects of your life where you would like to see a switch, a transformation, Reiki can be a great way to support that change. Um, as always, if there are any issues that you are having, any medical issues, any mental or emotional issues, where you believe that the support of a medical professional will be more supportive, we are all for that. Reiki is not to be used in absence, but it can be used in conjunction with. And so, if you need some relaxation, if you need to get your shoulders down a little bit from up on high because you feel stressed, Reiki is a great way to do that. Making sure that the Reiki practitioner that you choose to work with is very familiar with creating a calm space. And that is one of the goals that John and I hope to seek tonight. John, as the Reiki master teacher, will be holding space. I will be guiding us through the different energy centers or chakras. And so, as we've done a little bit of stretching, we've scanned our environment. Now we want to do an internal scan. Just take a deep breath, scan your body in this moment, and just see, is there something internal that is going on right now that is seeking your attention? Something in your body. Start down at your toes, your beautiful toes. Go up in through your ankles. See if there is something in that region up through your legs to your knees. Is anything screaming out or calling out for some attention in this moment? If so, just make a mental note, make an emotional connection to any part of your body in this moment that may be asking for more attention. Come up through your thighs, through your hips. We want to go up through our abdomen, below our navel, above our navel, up through our chests, over to our shoulders, and out to our arms. We want to go all the way out to our fingertips, scanning, checking in with our bodies to see, is there any area that's calling out for some attention? Coming back through our arms, up through our chest, through our neck, our throat area, front and back. Do not forget the back of your body. Many of us have issues with our back. Did you scan your lower back, your middle back, higher back? Coming up through our beautiful face, our unique identifier. No one else has this face except for you. There may be aspects that you share with someone else, but your face is yours. Check in. Anything going on within the mouth, the nose, under the eyes, within your eyes, your ears. Coming up to the top of our heads, let's do a quick scan. Is there any stress or tension anywhere in this area that we want to become aware of in this moment that will serve us? Because we're going to send that area some love. And as you complete your scan, do a nice deep breath. Bring your hands to heart center if you so choose. Let your body know that you are here for you and you are providing everything that is needed in this moment. And so, as we have done our scan, let us always think about those who went before us, those who hold the same DNA, the same genetic structures as us, our ancestors, those who went before us, who are pushing us forward. We are thinking about those who are no longer here in this realm. We will be saluting and celebrating those who are in present reality and those who have yet to come into existence. Let us, through water, say thank you. Let us honor and revere them. And as I go through the libation ceremony, if at any time you feel so led to say out loud or within yourself a name of an ancestor, please do so. We want to honor all of those that have come before us. And so as we come into this moment, we say thank you to the great creator, creator of all things, both sky above, earth below, and all in the universe, every planet, star, every Milky Way, everything at the hands of the Creator, we say thank you. And within that thanks, we give full gratitude, honor, and reverence to those who came before us, our great mothers, our great fathers, our ancestors, who, through their love, their determination, continue to support us, continue to love us, continue to be there when we call upon them, waiting for us to acknowledge their presence. We thank them for all that they have endured, all that they created, and all that they do now in the other realm on our behalf. Ashe. Hmm. And for those in present reality, the loved ones, the friends, and yes, even the strangers, all of those who in this day and age, we consider them to be angels in our lives because they push us forward through healing. They raise us higher. They ask us to perceive things here on earth. The great mothers, the great fathers, call them by name if you so choose. Sometimes we don't even know their names, but we know that there are angels who are speaking our name in rooms before we enter on our behalf for our highest good. We say thank you to them, whether known or unknown. We honor them by living a righteous life. Ashe. And for those beautiful spirits who have yet to come into physical existence, all of the great mothers, the great fathers to be, the loved ones who are coming after us, because we, at some point in our lives, will become the great ancestors. We are making and clearing a path for them, a path of love, a path of healing. We are doing our work here in this physical realm so that when they decide to enter, all will be well. All will be grounded, all will be balanced because we love them so. Let us honor and revere them by living a life of righteousness that is clearing the path for them to come into existence. We say, thank you, beautiful spirits. We are waiting for you. Ashe. Mm. And so I say thank you to all of you who are viewing this either live or through broadcast. We are now going to take some time to breathe and center ourselves. I love the fact that this platform allows us the opportunity to slow down. We are not limited by time. We can take our time. And if there is a particular area of the body that feels like it needs a little bit more love, we can give it every single thing it needs. As John is holding space, I am also still connected to each and every one of you in some particular fashion or form. I am not thinking at all times that I am the only one going through whatever I may be going through. I understand and recognize that as part of the collective, that we all, on some level, are feeling exactly the same emotions. We may be thinking similar thoughts. We may be in similar situations and experiences in our lives. And so, as that is so, because we are part of the collective, if there is something that you may find challenging, whether it is physical, spiritual, mental, or emotional, I want you to hold it in your consciousness at this moment. Take a deep breath. And as we invoke the presence of the Great Spirit of the Divine One, holding that challenge, that issue, or something of gratitude in your consciousness right now will allow the universal life force energy that we just happen to be calling Reiki to unfold in such a magical and mystical way. You are your greatest healer. So in this moment, do not be afraid to ask the universe for exactly what it is that you desire. And as we take a deep breath, again, for those of you who may be joining us for the first time, I will lead us through the 7 physical energy centers along our body. There are certainly more energy centers within our body, surrounding our body. We will be dealing with the first 7, from the base of our spine to the top of our spine, all along our spinal column, which is the holder of our central nervous system. So it is not by accident that each of these different energy centers hold a different aspect of who we are. It controls the way we think, it controls the way we feel, it controls the way we behave. And so, as we are coming into this moment, invoking the presence of the Great Spirit, of the Creator, Let us focus ourselves. Let us connect with one another. Let us recognize and realize that we have the power to heal ourselves when we train our mind, our body, and our spirit to come into alignment. So, in this moment, let's take a deep breath. Let's inhale and let's exhale. And so, for all of those who have gathered in this moment or may be watching this at some other time, we know that all things are happening for our highest good. And so we invoke the spirit of the great creator, God, divine, universe, called by so many names, but under the one mind, the one heart, the one love, the one spirit, the one energy. We say thank you for coming into this moment, coming into this safe and sacred space, providing all that we will need in this moment to balance and ground and root ourselves, exposing the truth of what is, allowing us to feel what we need to feel. And perhaps being the starting point for elevation in our consciousness, we say thank you. Ashe. And so if you feel so led to let your eyelids shut, if you are nice and comfortable, if you want to take a sip of water right now, please do so. And let's come into this moment. If you feel as though you want to rub your hands together so that you can place them in the particular areas as I call them out, you do what you feel is necessary in this moment because you know you best. And so as we take a deep breath, we are going to start at the base of our spine, particularly right where your sit bones are, or if you want to encompass your entire legs all the way down to your feet, that is also part of our first chakra, the root chakra. The root chakra being at the base of our spine burns in a corresponding color of red, the same red that is at the core of Mother Earth. So let's imagine in this moment that there is a cord going directly from the center of Mother Earth up through all of the different surfaces, all of the different layers that are underneath us, coming up right into wherever you find yourself in this moment and connecting with the base of your spine. That beautiful red light is illuminating, connected to the Great Mother, knowing that the Great Mother is there to nurture us, to care for us, providing all that we need to survive and to live. We say thank you. And we focus our attention on the aspect of life that is found within the root chakra, and that is our survival or our will to live. And so I always like to check in the energy centers with questions. And so a question that you might ask yourself as we are in the root chakra is, do I feel safe? Am I feeling stressed? Am I feeling supported? Am I feeling that all of my needs are being met in this moment? Do I feel capable of meeting my own needs, the needs of my family? And certainly this year has given us so many different challenges with that question. How do I feel? As we, as a global community, are now experiencing an increase in the COVID-19 virus, many of us may not be feeling safe in this moment because this is a holiday season for many of us. It looks very different. What used to make us feel safe and make us feel nurturing was being with our families, and many of us are unable to do that this year. And so if there are any feelings or any sense or any thoughts of feeling unsafe, call them up through that root chakra, in that root chakra, so that we can heal it, so that we can begin to plant a seed of safety, security, nurturing. Anywhere along your root chakra, from the bottom of your feet up to the base of your spine. When we did that internal scan a little bit earlier, if there were any areas within that area from the base of your feet to the base of your spine that was calling out for a little bit more attention. Maybe that is where we focus. Maybe that's where you focus your attention in this moment. John, as the Reiki master, will be sending healing energy into that space. You also have the ability to send healing energy into that space when you control your thoughts and your feelings. So in this moment, let's take a deep breath. Let's focus on that bright red cord that is connected straight to the core of Mother Earth, and let's draw on her strength. Let's draw on her power. Let's get in tune with our bodies. And let's affirm that all is well in this moment. That as sure as I am seated, I am supported by the Great Mother. I am supported by that light that is within me. That light that has somehow figured how to survive within this year, where so many challenges and so many things have been thrown at us. We are still here. Allow yourself the privilege and give yourself permission to say that I am grateful that I have been able to maintain myself in this year, in the midst of a global pandemic, racial unrest, and so many other personal things. You are still here. You are still of value. You are still necessary. And you still, as long as there is air within your lungs, have the ability to create safety for yourself. Draw on that red light in that root chakra in this moment. If there are any areas that are calling out for more attention, maybe you need to place your hands on your knees in this moment and allow the universal life force energy that comes directly from the source, directly from the creator, to come into that space in this moment, trusting that the source of life is protecting and healing you in this moment. Trust it. Trust it like you may have never trusted anything else in your life. The creator is supporting you. The universe is supporting you. Your ancestors are supporting you. All spirit guides are supporting you. All ascended masters are supporting you. All in the spiritual realm are supporting you in this moment, filling up that root chakra, cleansing and clearing and balancing the energy in that center at the base of your spine in this moment. Let's take a deep breath and just visualize that you are breathing into the base of your spine. You are calling forth all of that magnetic energy that is present and placing it exactly where it knows where to go. Any of those places that we're calling out for a little bit more attention, a little bit more love in the root chakra area. Any stress that may be held in the root chakra, we are calling forth that bright red light to raise it into a vibrational level that serves you and that is for your highest good. We are trusting in this moment that all is well within our root chakra, that we are safe, we are nurtured, and our ability to heal ourselves and to create safety for our life and the life of those that we are responsible for has already done. Thank you, Ashe. Now let's move up a little bit higher, but still right below our navel, right below the belly button, to our second chakra. This is the sacral chakra, just below the navel, knowing that energy centers are found in the front and also in the back. So if you feel so led, perhaps when we did the internal scan a little bit while ago, you might have felt some awareness in your lower back. If you're having lower back issues, now may be a good time for you to place your hands at your lower back, right below your navel. You can place one in the back, one in the front. It is entirely up to you. You are your own guru. You are the best healer that you know. Trust me. Just take a deep breath into that sacral chakra that burns orange. It's a beautiful, bright orange color, right above our reproductive organs. It is the seat of our emotional energy. So when we feel something, it can be felt or it can be held or stored right in the sacral chakra, which is right above our reproductive organs, which is also the seat of desire, pleasure, creation. All of those things are driven by emotion. You have to know how you feel about something to desire it. Pleasure is an emotional response, and creation is an emotional response. So let's draw upon the energy that's in that sacral chakra in this moment. Let's take a deep breath. If anyone, when we were doing our scan, or if you know that you may have some issues in your reproductive system, your lower back, your lower abdomen, now would be a good time to focus on that area. Now would be a good time to call up that beautiful and visualize that beautiful orange energy center that it's burning bright. Imagine it as a spinning wheel, spinning clockwise. This beautiful sacral chakra that holds the energy of our emotions. Let's take a deep breath. And the question that we may ask ourselves as we are in the sacral chakra is, how am I feeling? Am I feeling heavy? Am I feeling in despair? Again, this is the holiday season, full of an emotional time. The holiday season is, and particularly this one that looks vastly different, because the numbers for those who are infected with the COVID-19 virus are escalating. Many of us are feeling emotional, overwhelmed, tired. If you find yourself wanting to not feel, either you're numbing yourself or you're overly emotional. This is where it gets stuck. So let's call up that energy that is found within our sacral chakra so we can balance it. Let's ask ourselves and be very, very truthful. How am I feeling in this moment? Do I feel overwhelmed? Or am I numbing my emotions because I just can't and don't want to deal with this holiday season that doesn't feel the way that I'm used to it feeling? Many of us are feeling sadness that we cannot be with our loved ones, even though we may be doing the best thing for them. It still hurts. It still has to tug in your emotional center. And perhaps this is an opportunity for us to express ourselves emotionally and let people know, I'm going to really miss you. I had no idea how important it was for me to see you during this time of year, and now I'm feeling it. But as our greatest healer, the Creator is always in our presence. Let's ask the Creator's energy to come into that sacral chakra in that moment, in this moment, to balance whatever emotional energy we may be dealing with at this time. Knowing that we are doing our best, best for ourselves, best for everyone involved, has to feel good. There has to be some measure of happiness surrounding the fact that we are sacrificing a lot so that we can keep our loved ones safe, so that we can keep ourselves safe. As many people have said, 2020 may not be the time that we get together, but if we are allowed to be together in 2021, my goodness, can you imagine what that is going to look like and what that's going to feel like to celebrate and to love upon one another? And so while our desire may be to be around our family, to be in large gatherings, and many of us are choosing not to do that. Let us tap into the desire to want everyone in our family, all of our loved ones and friends, to be healthy and safe. Let's be creative about how we connect with one another so that we are not denying our feelings. We are finding other ways to allow ourselves to express how we feel. Maybe we're sending more cards. Maybe we're calling more often. Maybe we are Zooming more often because we just want to connect with each other and continue to feel everything that we need to feel. Let's call upon that orange light to help us identify how we're feeling. If you're having some issues within your reproductive area, now may be a good time and opportunity for you to reach out to the medical professionals that you need to reach out to. Perhaps there is something stuck there. Some of the emotions that can get stuck in the sacral chakra: guilt, shame, embarrassment, disappointment. Now is a good time. And if you cannot name the emotion, what color? Does it feel like a color? Does it feel like a smell? Does it feel like a sound? Does it feel like a temperature? Connect to your emotional self so that you can balance your emotional self. If you are numbing yourself or numbing yourself to particular emotions, you will not be able to regulate any of your emotions. So allow yourself permission to feel everything and process it appropriately, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness. If you are missing someone right now, let them know. Connect with them emotionally and let them know. And so we are now affirming that as creative geniuses who have found ways to make it all the way through this year under the most difficult of circumstances, we have held it together. We may have lost it sometimes here or there, but we right here and right now in this moment, let us affirm that we will draw on our emotional selves, our higher selves, to get through this holiday season with creativity, that we will not deny ourselves the pleasure of still creatively joining with our family members. Call them, let them know how you feel. And if there are emotions that you have yet to deal with, affirm to yourself that you will reach out to the appropriate therapeutic or clinical professionals to support you emotionally. There's a lot of strength in getting support for your emotional challenges. So let's affirm in this moment that we are taking charge of all of our emotions. Lower vibrating, higher vibrating, matters not. We are in full control of our emotional selves in this moment, and we are reconnecting to that beautiful, beautiful orange energy. We are reconnecting to our desires. We are reconnecting to our pleasure, and we will get through this together. And so as we take a deep breath, let's move right above our navel to our third chakra. This is the solar plexus. The solar plexus that is felt at the front and at the back. So this would be mid-back, upper abdomen, where your stomach is, your liver. In that area, it is there, the corresponding chakra, the solar plexus, is burning yellow as the sun, just bright, blessed bright yellow energy center that is the seat of our mental energy. The sacral holds our emotions. The solar plexus holds our mental energy. What are we thinking? What could we possibly be thinking? Either we are numbing, we are trying not to think, we're distracting ourselves with things we don't want to give our full attention, or we're overthinking. That would be me. All of my overthinkers, If you are having digestive issues, this could be the reason. Because your mental energy is stored in this energy center, the solar plexus, right at your abdomen, right at your stomach, there could be some digestive issues. When we did our scan earlier, if you felt any awarenesses in this area, that could be an indication that there's some mental energy that needs to be released. So let's do it. Let's get into that solar plexus that is burning yellow. And let's ask ourselves some questions. What do we think about ourselves first? Are we even thinking of ourselves, or do we concern ourselves so much with everyone else that we leave ourselves last? What are you saying about yourself? What has your mental energy been today? How do you sound when you speak to yourself? Are they loving thoughts? Are you criticizing yourself? Are you judging yourself? That can certainly cause some upset stomach when we are worrying, when we are in fear, when our interests seem to take hold of our entire lives, where we seem like we can't think of anything else. And perhaps those thoughts are one of dread, because this holiday season looks different. And I want all of those overthinkers to give yourselves permission and give yourselves a little slack. It's hard out here right now. We've got a lot going on. So yeah, we're going to be overthinking everything. And we're being bombarded with so much information. We just had an election, which still doesn't seem to be resolved in some people's eyes. However, many of us are moving forward. What are we moving into? Do we even know? Have we even relaxed our mental energies from the 24-hour news cycle that the election presented? Many of us stayed up late trying to figure out which way this thing was going to go, only to realize that we weren't going to know for a couple of days. So all of that mental energy could be stored right in your solar plexus. And how does that correspond to how you think about yourself? How does that correspond to the courage it takes to think of yourself first? Considering this holiday season, where it is the time that we think of others, we go out, we buy presents, we want to fellowship with one another. Are you thinking about yourself, and do you have the capacity to absorb all of those things that come up during this time of year? Are you thinking for the kids, and you're thinking for your spouse, and you're thinking for your coworkers? You seem to be using all of your mental energies for everyone else except for yourself. Take a deep breath. Calm your mind down in this moment. Let everything that may have happened in this day, everything that might happen when we are done, fall away in this moment, and just stay right here and ask yourself, how do I feel? But how do I think about how I'm doing? Are you giving yourself credit for all of the beautiful things that you may have done this year? We have had to get extremely creative. We have had to think 3 and 4 and 5 steps ahead. I saw someone tonight that even though we've all been wearing masks for the past 8 months, still forgot his mask in his car. It's those moments sometimes where we want to kick ourselves, like, how could I forget that? Because your mental energy is somewhere else. And so if you are feeling that you're forgetting things, your thought process is off, let's call upon that energy in the yellow sacral solar plexus. Let's envision the same yellow energy that is built into the sun is powering us in this moment, so that we are thinking nothing but higher order level thoughts about ourselves and about others. All is well in this moment. Let us affirm that whatever thoughts may have taken root, whatever thoughts of negativity, of despair, of disappointment may have taken root in our mental energy in this moment, we are calling forth that energy to be transformed. All is well in this moment. And if you need to repeat that, feel free to do so. All is well. All of my thoughts are centered on my healing. All of my thoughts are centered on the healing of others. I know that it is so. I know that the great creator will allow me to balance the thoughts in my mind. Whatever mental energy may have been stored in my solar plexus, I am calling for it to be elevated to a higher consciousness in this moment. Just visualize that that solar plexus energy center is rotating clockwise, bright yellow, cleansing and clearing anything that is not in alignment with your affirmation of good thoughts, of good beliefs, of things that may have been stuck in there since your childhood. Doesn't have to be in recent memory, could be something so old, so deeply rooted. We want to release that energy right now. And as we continue to send energy to that solar plexus, let us think nothing but good thoughts about ourselves. Let us think nothing but good thoughts about what we've done in this year, the things that we've had to endure, and how in this right now moment, all is well. All is well. And if we can come to this moment where all is well, we can create other moments just by taking command of our mental energy. And so as we move up, it may be a little difficult to get behind you for this one. We are coming to the heart chakra that is right at your heart center, my favorite chakra. The heart chakra is the fourth chakra along the spinal column, and it is burning green, which is why I have my malachite with me tonight. Burning green, just like the heart chakra. Right in the area of our upper back, which is why I said it may be difficult for you to place your hand there, but energy knows exactly where it needs to go. But this also includes not just the heart, but the blood that runs in and out of the heart. So the circulatory system. It also includes our arms, our entire chest area, all the way out to our fingertips, which is why I love that we have the ability to rub our hands together, because we are activating heart chakra energy, which is why it feels so good to hold hands with someone, which is why it feels so good to hug someone, because this is all a part of your heart chakra, your arms, your hands, your chest. And because the heart is the center of all things and all things flow to the heart, it is the captain of the circulatory system. And it is flowing with love. This is where the center of love is found within our beings. This is where things become balanced. When we look at things through a loving eye, through our heart, when we filter things through love, all things come into balance. This is where forgiveness is. This is where compassion is. This is the place in our being where we have the ability to see things and perceive things differently through a lens of love, right in our heart. So in this moment, let's take a deep breath, placing our hands at heart center. Let's begin to ask ourselves some very loving questions. How much love are you allowing into your life? Now we know that things flow to the heart and from the heart. So that's giving and receiving. How much love are you giving and receiving? And is it balanced? Is there any area in your life where you might be giving too much or receiving too much of love? How loving are you to yourself? How loving are you to others? How much self-forgiveness are you exercising in your life? Certainly, we might be carrying some guilt from our sacral chakra that may find its way into our heart, because all of the chakras are connected. And so if there are any feelings of guilt because this holiday season looks vastly different, look upon the loving thing that you are doing. For many of us, the decision and the choice to not celebrate in the ways that we used to is a very loving choice. You have to feel good about that. You have to feel good about doing your part, about sacrificing what you know to be true or what you know to be true to your heart so that other people will be okay. You have to feel good about that. Forgive yourself, even if you feel some kind of way about it. That's a natural human emotion to feel disappointed that we can't celebrate with one another like we traditionally would. It is breaking my heart that I won't be able to stuff my grandbaby with food this holiday season. But it would break my heart if that baby were to get sick. It would break my heart if my children were to get sick. It would break my heart if any of my friends or family were to get sick because I decided to do something just because that's the traditional way of doing it. And so I do feel better, even though I'm going to miss them. I feel better knowing that I am not going to be a source of any potential illness or potential discomfort. I have to feel good about that. And I have to feel good that if I am doing that for them, that they are also doing that for me. So if there are feelings in your heart right now, or if you felt some tightness in your chest, or if you've been feeling some tightness in your chest, some difficulty breathing because this feels different this year, take a deep breath. Allow that heart chakra that is burning green to cleanse and perfect that energy so that you can transform it into a more loving experience. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. There's been a lot of talk as of late about how much forgiveness do we offer others who have caused us so much pain. And certainly there are individuals within our lives, within our communities, within our country that have caused us discomfort. How much forgiveness do we have to allow? Personally, I would say forgive yourself first. Start there, because that's going to be the most truthful space where you can begin to heal. Forgiveness in any aspect of your life. Maybe you said something, maybe you did something that under normal circumstances you wouldn't have done. Maybe you believed you needed to do it to remain safe and to keep boundaries. Maybe you don't feel bad about it at all. Come to a place where you forgive yourself and have some compassion for, again, all that we have been through this year. We have to have a measure of compassion. We have to allow the energy within our heart chakra to be raised to a vibrational level where we see things from a lens of love. And so we are affirming in this moment that our hearts are beating, not just for ourselves, but for every single person in this global collective. That we are offering ourselves forgiveness, compassion, and love, so that we can at some point offer it to others. But right now, let's increase that love that we have for ourselves by telling ourselves, I love you. And no one is going to love you the way that I love you. And when I fill myself up with so much love that it just comes pouring out of me, then I can connect with loving individuals who are vibrating at that same level. I am giving and receiving love equally. It is reciprocal. I give what I can and I take what is necessary. And I thank the Creator for it all. The one who loves us most, the love who once loved us first. Let us give thanks. Let us connect with that energy of gratitude for everything that we have in this moment. This has been a most difficult year. And we are right here in this moment together. Let's give thanks for that. I know I am so thankful. I don't even know how this experiment that John and I are under is going to turn out, but I'm grateful that I took the chance on myself to expand my heart in such a way that I am no longer limited in the way that I feel, in the way that I love, the way that I express myself. I thank God for this moment that is affording me the opportunity to share love at a heart level. I could stay on the heart chakra all night. I really could. It's such a beautiful place to be when you start to train your emotional self, your mental self, to see things in a loving, heart centered way. I have to tell you earlier, it was a rough morning for me, but right now in this moment, all is well. And so I give thanks for this moment right now where I am able to wash away any feelings that may have tried to take root in my mental or emotional self, and that I am right in the place that I need to be. I love the heart chakra so much because it is a bridge between the spiritual and physical chakras. The first three chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, those are physical chakras, meaning they absorb the energy of our physical reality. The things that are internal and external to us get stored and held in those first three chakras. And the heart is the bridge to that, because now as we take a deep breath and move up to the first of the three spiritual chakras, the higher up on your body you go, the more spiritual those chakras get. And right here at the center of your throat is the throat chakra, the fifth chakra. It is the center and the base of your throat. And it burns blue, a beautiful blue, a soothing blue. It is where our vocal cords are. It is where our lungs, the ears are also connected, the nose, also connected to the throat, ear, nose, and throat, they're all connected to the throat chakra. And this is the seat, as I said, it's a spiritual chakra, but this is also the area where we create, similar to the sacral, but creating spiritually. And as spiritual beings having a human experience, all things are created in spirit first before they manifest physically. So we literally are creating from our throat chakras. The breath, the air that we breathe, the lungs connected to the throat chakra. What are we creating as we breathe? Well, breathing is a way for us to calm ourselves. It's a way for us to balance our mental and emotional selves. Our vocal cords, the way we express ourselves, we create when we express. Depending upon how you speak into yourself and how you speak into other people, you can create the energy based upon the way in which you say things, the inflection in your voice. So it would be a good time to ask ourselves right now, what are we creating as we express ourselves? Are we creating the energy of truth? Someone asks you how you're feeling and you say fine, and you know you're not feeling fine. What are you creating? Let us normalize, as we always say, let us normalize saying how we really feel. Not for attention, but for intention. Because perhaps once we get truthful about what we are feeling and expressing ourselves in that way, we can connect with people on an honest, truthful level. How do we know if someone says, how are you feeling? And you say not well, that they may say, you know what, I don't feel well either. How can we support one another? And so let's call upon the energy in that blue throat chakra. Let's imagine that that energy center is turning clockwise and it's burning bright blue. And it is clearing out anything that ain't the truth. If there is something within your throat that is untrue, don't let it take root, because it will affect the way in which you speak, It will affect the way in which you process what has been said to you. It will affect everything. Speak the truth, hear the truth. That is why the throat, the ears, what you express and what you hear, let it be truthful. That's why it's all connected, because what you hear, and based upon the way in which you hear it, it will create energy in your body. So in this moment, let us call forth truth in what we hear, truth in what we say. In this spiritual chakra, let us ask ourselves, what am I creating? Am I creating truth? Am I creating honesty? Am I creating authenticity and integrity? Are my words clear? Am I able to express myself clearly? Do I pause before I speak and take a breath? Because taking a breath can certainly affect the what you say, because it makes you pause. Are we rambling on? Are we lashing out? Are we holding back how we really feel, feeling that we're voiceless? So many of us for the past couple of years have felt as though we were unheard. And it created this energy of anger, which was valid. And so we expressed ourselves through the election process and so many other ways. We expressed our dissatisfaction and we said we wanted change. Let us hold on to that energy and continue to use that energy. Let us not get complacent. Let us use that throat chakra energy to continue to speak the truth and to ask for what it is that we need, because it is our birthright to have our needs met. Let us not be afraid to ask for what we need, but let us be very clear about what that is. And how do we gain that clarity? Oh, by moving up to the brow chakra, the sixth chakra, right between our eyebrows. The third eye, as many call it, the brow chakra, it's all the same, burns indigo. And in this energy center, right in the middle of your brain, the rest of your face, if you are experiencing headaches, when we did our internal scan a little bit earlier, and I called out if there was any stress or tension in this area, now would be a good time to get in tune with what that might be, because this is where we get very clear. Remember, this is a spiritual chakra. Things are created here before they happen anywhere else. And so before we express ourselves, before we are asking for what we need, let us gain clarity by tapping into the energy of our third eye, where we envision, where we dream, where we create how we want our life experience to go. Spiritual beings having a human experience, our spiritual selves, our spiritual nature is found in this third eye chakra, and we can determine what our outer experience looks like by creating it in the internal experience of our third brow. It's our vision. It is by no accident that it is by our eyes. But this isn't a vision that we're talking about seeing physically. We mean creating internally. So what's the vision for your life? What does it look like? Does it look like what you're experiencing right now? And if not, how can you use this energy to create, to manifest, to attract what you desire? Again, it is your birthright. It is your birthright. And so just as we were talking about the mental energy in our solar plexus, let's talk about the mental energy that may be going on in our third eye, where our dreams may be feeling like nightmares, where we can't seem to focus on any particular thing. Again, we are absorbing so much information as of late. And as we go into this holiday season, it's looking a lot different. Many of us had envisioned this grand and extravagant holiday season, how can we shift that creativity and tap into exactly what it is that we want to capture? How do we want to feel? And how can we use our third eye energy to create that feeling for ourselves and for our family members? What do you think would happen if we all tapped into our spiritual selves, using our third eye energy to envision healing from this COVID-19 virus? Are we envisioning that? Have we created that within our third eye? That all is well, everyone is healed, that we have moved on, or that we've learned some lessons during this time, and those lessons are serving us so that our consciousness is elevated. Let's tap into that energy in our third eye, the elevation of our consciousness. That can begin here. And where else can we do that? As we move up to the seventh chakra, the crown, right above our head, our upper brain, so to speak. Burning violet, it's right on the top of our head, and as it gets higher into the atmosphere, it turns into a bright light. Allow that violet energy, which is the seat of our spirit, our spiritual selves, our highest self, our holiest self. All of that energy is in our crown because we are directly connected to the divine. All of the ascended masters and spirit guides and angels, all of that energy. And I am feeling a lot of energy in this crown right now, not just in mine, but in others. Tap into that energy. Allow these three spiritual chakras, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, to be your guide. Trust yourself. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. The human experience is temporary. The spirit lives forever. Trust yourself enough and tap into your spiritual self. And if you don't know what that feels like, then take some deep breaths. Call upon spirit. Ask spirit to come into your being in this moment, to guide you, to direct you, knowing that divine wisdom and divine intelligence is yours. And let's allow that violet light that is found in the crown chakra to envelop our entire body. I love to take the energy from the crown and allow it to just melt down into all of the other chakra areas because we are spirit first. Allow this to be the balancer. Allow your crown to supply your needs because it is the source. It is the direct source from the universe. Let us affirm in this moment that we are spiritual beings tapping into our highest self to direct our thoughts, our emotions, our behavior. And that at any time we feel out of balance, we can tap into this beautiful energy to cleanse us, to balance us, to ground us. You better take hold of your spiritual selves. It is eternal. It has brought you to this moment. Spirit is always moving, always present. Even when we, in our humanness, seem to forget, spirit is always present. Spirit is always moving. And the universal life force that we called Reiki, the energy that we invoked before we started, does not end when this session ends. It is always going. And you can call upon it at any time. So let's just allow that violet energy to come from the seventh chakra to the sixth chakra, to the fifth chakra, to the fourth chakra, to the third chakra right above our navel, to the second chakra right below our navel, and to the first chakra right at the base of our spine. And that would be the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. all 7 chakras along your spinal cord, along your central nervous system, which is your operating system. Tap into that energy. Allow your spiritual self to guide you. It may not be felt immediately for you, but as with all things, practice, practice, practice. Get into your spiritual practice. And as we take a deep breath, as we do every Tuesday, we are ending this session, but the energy does not stop. It simply means that in this moment, we have considered all things taken care of. There is nothing left for us to do. There is nothing left for us to say in regards to cleansing the energy in our chakras. We did good, y'all. We did good. And so, if you are in alignment that the universal life force that we just call Reiki has done what it came to do, we are balanced, we are grounded, we are feeling a lot better now than we may have before. And oh my goodness, we're going to feel even better later on as this energy continues to flow within our bodies. We will disconnect through sound, sound being an excellent element of healing as well. Let us disconnect through sound. Now would also be a good time to drink some water if you have your water. As I stated, we're made up mostly of water. So anytime we do energy work, we want the fluids to flow. And so doing that through water will replenish anything that was lost, but will also help flush out anything that we no longer need. Ashe? So we still won't know whether this worked or not, John. Like I said, this was somewhat of an experiment for us to do this through YouTube Live and to do this through Zoom. I love the fact that we were not limited, that we could take our time. And if all is well, this will be posted on my Instagram account if I know what I'm doing. And I trust the divine that I do. We are here every Tuesday at 7. And if we're not, we'll let you know. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to, as I said, expand my boundaries and the limits that I was placing on myself. And I trust that each and every single one of you will find how to do that for yourselves. This is a difficult time. It's been a difficult year. And as I said, this is traditionally the time of year where everyone is together and everyone is joining together. So it may look different. We might have to do it through Zoom and through telephone calls and through FaceTime and Google Meet and all of the different things that we can use now to see each other's faces. But please keep in mind that we are keeping each other safe. And that's a very, very, very loving thing. So that this time next year, we will be here and we can jump in each other's faces and kiss and hug, hopefully, God willing, that we will be able to join with one another. But I'm thankful that we were able to join with one another tonight. I hope as you go into the rest of your week that you slow down a bit, give yourself some time. Know that this is a new feeling. This is a new experience. This is something new that we're all going through. We might not all do it gracefully. There may be some testy, moments. It's to be expected. It's to be expected when you have to do something different. Anytime you're asked to be different than you anticipated, there may be some resistance. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with others. We're all trying to figure this out all at the same time. And we are still in the midst of a global pandemic. So please be as conscious about your health and as conscious as with other people's health during this season as we try to figure out how to be more loving to one another. As always, I'm so, so thankful to John, and I'm going to see if I can put the focus on John for a minute. John, could you explain the draping that you have on? Because I just learned where that
Oh,
came from.
this is a blanket that I got in Kenya, at a Maasai village. This is the blankets that the Maasai warriors wear.
See it, y'all? We had a Maasai warrior holding space for us tonight. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate you. I appreciate you and Jerry for having patience with me, and thank you for joining with me. Because, like I said, I don't know if it's gonna work. We just jumped in. We didn't even do a trial run or anything. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And if anyone is interested in Reiki, or spiritual life coaching, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to John for Reiki. John is also a meditating man. Oh my goodness. John holds meditation for Black people. For Black people. It's not that we don't love other people, but we really love Black people. So John holds a meditation for Black people. If you are interested in that, you can contact me and I will put you in contact with John. Don't mean he's gonna let you in, just mean that I can put you in contact with him. But it is for people of the African diaspora only. That is held once a week. But if there's any question or any suggestions or comments that you have for either of us, you can leave them on the YouTube channel, or you can email me, inbox me, hit me on my hip, however you would choose to get in contact with me. I am willing and open to sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, John. And if I don't speak to you before Thursday, have a happy, happy holiday. However, you guys are choosing to get together. I know you'll be doing a lot of Zooming, because I know you guys have been very diligent about making sure that you are setting a great example for your family and remaining healthy.
Yep.
So, namaste.